Hey everybody, it's time for another Redneck Review. This is Robert, the Red Prince, here to do another Redneck Review for you. Realize it's been a while, and you're probably wondering where I've been. I've just been overworked and working hard to keep myself going. Alright, well today we're going over Iron Man number 8 in the new Marvel Now line. When last we did one of these, it's been a while, Iron Man was on trial for the part he played in the Death of the Phoenix. You know, the A versus X aftermath. It even says it right up top right here. But all in all, not not one of the greatest events we've ever seen, but it's still pretty cool for everybody. All right. Well, like I said, where we left off, Iron Man was in the middle of a trial, and it's a trial by combat, meaning you survive the arena, you get a chance to claim your freedom. Well, we see here, it's in this old glorious sort of Spartacus style. Love this cover, by the way. So great points on that. It's done by Kieran Glenn, the writer, and Greg Land, the penciler, and several other wonderful people's artwork. It's not just theirs. When we last left Tony, he was up against the Death's Head guard right here. He's a real tall, really strong gladiator, and Tony, without his armor, is just getting the snot handed to him. Because that guy is full of it. What happened to the enhanced combatants as nature finds you remember? Yeah, and Tony, Tony Stark, even without his armor, is a great person, is a great fighter, and he was trained by Captain America, the greatest hand-to-hand combat expert in the Marvel universe, but he's still very much dependent on his armor, as we see here. I mean, he's going, but he's still bringing it to this guy. I mean, he's managing to hold his own. And that's how nature made me. We're all part of nature, meat or metallic, makes no difference to bold. Very enlightened, anyone who's a 1.0 sentient counts. We're all just machines made by other machines. But I'm not being paid to talk philosophy. So we find out that Death's Head Bounty Hunter is a little bit of a, I guess you could say, idealist. He has his ideas about things, but if he's not being paid for it, he's not interested in telling it. Well, anyway, as Tony's getting the snot beat out of him, his lawyer goes and finds his armor, and it's in the chamber of evidence, and he's telling him, yes, the other thing. Hello, Miss Pepper. It's me, 451. The code I'm pulsing should identify me as a friend. I have a message from Mr. Stark. He wants you to take control of the suit and come and rescue him at your earliest convenience. So, he's just telling the computer, come get Tony as soon as you can. He goes, what's going on? It's complicated, 451 says. He'll be upset later, but do assure him that he has no other choice, and this is all for the best. Well, anyway, it's pretty straightforward. The battle between Tony and Death's Head keeps going on. Death's Head, obviously, as you can see in these pictures right here, has the upper hand. He's, getting ready to put the final blow on this little meat sack that he has right here. When, lo and behold, a red, beautiful suit of armor comes through the ceiling, and he goes, "Hey, Tony!" Zap! Blasts right through Death's Head, and he goes, "My God, Pepper, you're beautiful!" He yells out to I mean, I would be too after getting knocked around by this thing. So, obviously, the suit comes, picks him up, puts him inside. The arbiter of this trial. This trial is over. Stark forfeits. Stark is guilty. Kill him. He must not escape. He goes, "We should escape," he tells him. It's not even a question if he can. He's just going to. And Tony flees the ship. They're all in hot pursuit. He calls his spaceship that is in orbit. The Space Knights are following him from the. He goes in his prep warp homers. He's getting ready to blast away, not worry about these things. Well, what goes on is through the course of this battle, Tony's fighting the Space Knights, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Celestials show up. The Celestials are basically big, giant space gods, and they apparently these aliens, the Vortons, the Volds, have been using something that siphons off power from cosmic deities. That's why they were so mad that the Phoenix was killed. So when they showed up, they're just like, oh look, a visitation from the star giants. In my time, we are blessed, she says. When all of a sudden, the Celestials open fire on the ship. The actual ship that they are living on. And all of a sudden, the Arbiter, the Queen, says, something must be wrong with the heart. And they go into the room and they find it's gone. And the Queen's like, we must be swift. If we don't return the heart to full operation state, we gone. And she goes in and she looks, it's gone. She goes, why did they attack? All we ever did was worship them, and no, the tear's power comes from evacuate. We must evacuate. Everyone evacuate. I'll do my best to distract them. Apparently she has powers, and she's going to do what she can to hold them off. Well, Tony's still out here fighting the Space Knights, and holding it down, he says, I'll try and talk some sense into these drones. And when, obviously he's not going to, they're freaking space drones. Alright. Well, anyway, the Vold are just being slaughtered by the Celestials. They're not interested in any sort of talk. They're just here to stop them from, I guess, draining their power. And all of a sudden he gets a message from 451. It's horrible. Accelerate. And he's trying to he doesn't want to be cold and use this as advantage, but he's got no choice. All of a sudden he gets, like I say, he gets that message from 451. I don't think that's a good idea. I'd stay clear for a while if I were you. Tony's getting ready to go in there and try and save some people, as he's the hero. Because it could still be dangerous, and you're too late to make a difference. You 451, what's happening? He says. It's hard to explain, Mr. Stark. Try this. Do you ever wonder what a leech would think sitting on your skin, drinking your blood? How would it see you? And he's basically talking about the Vold to the Celestials. And he tells them, even eventually it may come to think of you as some kind of great provider. Because from the leech's perspective, that's exactly what you are. You're the sun on its little world. And I mean, you see these pictures of Iron Man running to try and save these people, but it doesn't work out. That's what the leech would think. But what the parasite thinks really doesn't matter. It's still a parasite. It's just a parasite, that's all. And that host doesn't notice. And we see the Celestials just tearing the fleet apart. They blasted through everything, and pity the parasite when it does. And he's just trying to explain to them what's going on. In 451 he goes, the heart hid the Vold from those who they subsist upon. I need the heart. Their destruction was sadly unavoidable. So very coldly this machine says, look, you have something I want, and I'm going to take it. You get Survivor's Pepper, give me Survivors, Tony tells him. He goes, sorry Tony, I'm not getting anything. I apologize, Mr. Stark, I used you. I've been using you from the time you always were a weapon. And while I doubt this will be much comfort, a weapon isn't to blame for someone who pulls this trigger. So basically, Tony has found that this lawyer was using him to go in there, steal the heart from these people, and he was basically used. So Tony is mad and he's preparing for revenge. And that's basically the story of the God Killer. This is number 8 in the series. All in all, I would give this comic a I'd give it a 5 out of 5. It's a great art and everything. For if you're a die-hard Iron Man fan, this has been some of the best in the line. Like I told you before, this line hasn't been my absolute favorite. But all in all, this is one of the better stories in it. Alright guys, well that's your Redneck review for the 5.5 on the story, and a 5.98 on the story, and I gave it a 5 on the art too. There's not a lot of ads in this, and it's a little outdated. I understand everyone's wondering why I'm doing older comics, but I enjoy them. They're fun and snappy. Alright guys, well thank you so much for listening, and let me know what y'all think about these comments. Let me know if you're enjoying them, or If you're not, just be respectful about it, and God bless everybody. Thank you so much. This is Redneck Reviews. Bye-bye.